seen your fair share of bad things. What's going on?
Hi, I'm Sophia Jessica, and this is Angel, and welcome to the fan carpet.
So my final question, so AI is becoming a big conversation in the film industry at the moment. As a producer working in independent film, how do you see AI affecting filmmaking going forward? And with tools now emerging for editing, visual effects, and even writing, do you see AI as something that could help independent filmmakers? Or do you think there's a risk of losing the human element of storytelling?
I hate you right now because you're gonna put me in a situation where people are gonna love me or hate me what I say now. But do you know what? This is the reality that we live in, right? So I've
It
got to
is.
answer because let's call it the elephant in the room, right? It's
Mm.
the elephant in the room, and look, I
But I think
think
I think before you start, I think you and I are aligned on our stance on AI because of the way that I've seen you command your sets, and because like, for example, I saw you do the fire scene where you set a man on fire. Now, that is fairly easy to do within AI and CGI and other effects. But you didn't go that way. You did it all practical in camera. And obviously, like, fire reacts differently to the way like wind movements and everything else. So it all has to be controlled and safe. But you did it all in camera, so there's no question that like, for you, it's always going to be human first.
yeah, for sure. It's a very good question. It's a very provoking question for
Mm,
a lot of people because a lot of people don't want to upset people, but I'm going to speak reality and I'm going to speak logistically and I'm going to speak emotionally and I'm going to speak like, okay, my dad is a black cab driver
mm,
and my dad was very affected by Uber when it came out. And he trained for 4 years to do the knowledge to become a cab driver.
mm,
Uber come out, it affected my dad. My dad was obviously very upset and still is upset and very angry because, like when you work that hard, you're kind of you feel devalued, and that's one thing that no one wants to feel. So, but no matter how much you moan, how much you get upset, nothing's going to change. You could only adjust and develop around what's around you. AI is, I am not a fan of AI, and I'll go into the reasons why. But I'm also going to say what I think is the pros and the cons. Now, when someone goes to the gym and someone gets a good body, they
mm.
get a six pack, they look great, they look fantastic. You respect them. You respect them because it's not something you can buy, it's not something you can pay for, it's something that is earned. You know that person had to go on crazy diets. You know they had to do crazy workouts. They had to do 20 reps, 30 reps. And when they get that body, you're like, you had to earn that, you know? Um, and you can't pay for that. It's kind of the same with filmmaking. That's how I look at it with filmmaking.
Mm.
If I want respect, respect myself as a filmmaker, I'm gonna earn it. You know,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
don't just get respect. You have to earn it. So the reason why I do these things like the fire stunt and things like that, because people will look and go, "Wow, like you didn't do the easy option. You didn't do the cheap option." And even if it looks 10 million bucks, 10 million bucks, people go, "I appreciate that effort because I know how much effort and hard work you put into that and behind that to make that happen." right? And then it has that touch of authenticness and that grittiness, right?
Mm-hmm.
Rather than looking too perfect. And but then you have the situation of, if people are getting quoted crazy money for things, so if you turn around and go, hey guys, I need to get an airplane or a helicopter to fly over this ship, or this boat chasing after this thing, and that's the vision that I have, what will you charge? And they turn around and go, it's going to be 25 grand to get the helicopter up and our team and things like that. They're going to go, oh my God, I ain't got 25 grand. How am I going to do this? Fine. Your option is AI. Like, you pay nothing or pretty much next to nothing for the AI, and you'll probably get the same results. And you save 25 grand. And as a business, for an investor that invests in a film, great, thank you so much. You saved 25 grand of our money. The big Hollywood films and the big studio films can afford to do all of these things. Some independent filmmakers can't. I think if an independent filmmaker chooses to do that, they will get the respect. If they decided not to do it, it's because obviously the resources and the functionality of their budget didn't allow them to.
Mm.
I think when people choose to do I think it's very lazy. I think it's a lazy option. I think it's like, for example, if you use AI to compose your music, like for your film, like hire a composer, man. Like, these people are so talented, like Imran and people like this. I love communicating with them what I'm trying to get emotionally, and sitting with my composer or speaking with my composer, like feeling the music and the artistry and be like, oh, that beat, yeah, just change it there. Boom. Like, you can't do that with an AI. Do you know what I mean? You can't do
I
that with
do,
an
I do. Yeah, you
AI.
can't. From the research that I've done, the those sort of things won't be affected, which is good.
Yeah, and that's great, and that's fantastic, you know.
Yeah.
But then you have things that are very useful for AI,
Mm.
which I call functionality logistical moves. So, for example, I'm dyslexic. So if I put my call sheet or I put something through ChatGPT and I say, can you please correct my grammar and my spelling? And it does it for me. If I'm
Yeah.
trying to write an email to the cast and the crew, I'll just be like, can you just correct this for me? Or just like, make sure it sounds professional, because I
Yeah.
want to come across professional, right? Or maybe
That's
I
not
might be
lazy,
less.
but
Yeah,
that's not lazy as far as I'm concerned, because
yeah, yeah,
that's augmentation. That's the right way of using it,
yeah, and that's what I
in
mean.
my
Creating,
mind.
using it for functionality, using it
Mm.
for practicality. That's gonna help you get things quicker. For example, if I've got, and I know this sounds a bit harsh, and lawyers and people like that will hate me, but I do always say get a lawyer, because obviously you need to go through those fine little definitions and details.
Mm.
But for example, if there is a contract, I'll get a contract and go, an actor's contract. Is there anything missing in this contract that I need to cover? And ChatGPT will tell me. It'll be like, yeah, you need to add in, if this happens, that this is covered or this is covered. And the best way to word it is like this. Fantastic. Can you do that for me? Rather than me sitting there saying to a lawyer, going, hey, can you do this for me? And then I have to wait for 2 weeks for them to tell me what it is, and then pay them £250 an hour for them to do that,
Mm.
where I could just save that money and do it quickly. Sorry, lawyers, you're probably going to hate me saying that. Like, and I want people to hire you for certain reasons, but sometimes the money's not always there to do that. So little functionalities like that, I think, is quite cool. Even if I'm stuck and I'm like, like I'm trying to think of something and I haven't got time to think, and I'm like, right, what is the best solution for me to when to release my film, a horror film? And it'll tell me all the films that are coming up, and it'll say your best time will probably be July. Fantastic. Thank you for saving me the brain strength of having to sit there working it out myself. It's all it's doing is collecting algorithms and analytics of things that is going to help you functionally move. If you use it creatively, and if you use AI and you go, look, I've created this and I've put this in my film and I've done this, and you say, look how creative I am. I'm not going to sit there and go, wow, you're creative. That's like me buying a pizza and putting it in the oven going, guys, do you like all the ingredients I made? No, I don't, because you didn't really make it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So if you use it creatively to try and say that's your creativity, then to me, sorry for my language, that's just BS.
Mhm.
All you've done is just look for a quick, easy option for yourself. You know, I love as a director, I love getting into the nitty-gritty side. That's what I love about it. I love challenging myself. I love challenging my brain to its creative moments, because when you are on set and you are being creative, and what we were talking about earlier, Mark,
Yeah.
when you are making mistakes or there is problems that you've got to solve creatively, AI is not going to save you then.
Nope.
So you have got to work it out there and then. So if you're not exercising your creative brain, when you come across those places and you are using AI and you come across that stumble, you're going to freeze. You're going to go, what do I do? Because I'm used to just using AI. And that's the point. And for me as a film director, for me as a producer, I want to be thriving up there. I want
Yeah.
to be going up to the top, working with the elite. I want to be like, you know, the best I can be in this industry. And I'm not going to rely on AI to do that for me. I'm going to be my creative control, where I will thrive, and any obstacles or anything that I come across, I'm ready for it. I don't want to be one of those guys that freeze and go, yeah, sorry guys, I don't know what to do here. I know
Mhm.
exactly what I need to do.
Yeah, absolutely. Because at the end of the day, it's a tool, and it's a powerful tool. Like, but you have to give it the correct prompts. It's not going to do it for you. You have to give it the prompts that you want, and that's how it works. It's a tool, you know. But the lazy ones are going to be the ones that think they can just make a like an airplane, like using your example, like have that, and it just be generic because they've not put any thought into it. But if
Yeah,
you
yeah,
give it
exactly.
if you give it the correct prompts, then it becomes creative and it becomes your vision, your what you want it to be.
Yeah. But this is the thing. It's like, you know, some people are going, you know, without being disrespectful to AI artists or whatever you want to call it,
Mm,
AI artists are like, yeah, but you know, I use this platform, that platform, and this platform, and that platform to put all these platforms together to sync into one thing. So I use this platform to do this. I'm like, yeah, but that's just like saying to a kid, okay, you've got a circle, you've got a triangle, you've got a square. What one does it go into? Do you know what I mean?
mm,
Like, it's not like you're sitting there doing anything magnificent. Like, you know, and this is, and I will say this, a good director isn't about you. A good director is someone that can hire the best possible people to do what it needs it to do. You'll go to the best costume designer that is fit for that purpose. You go to the best costume, the makeup artist to do the best job. You'll find the best actors to do certain things because you know what they're capable of, and everyone in their roles. And all you're doing is creating a team together to create what's on screen. If you just ask AI, you're not getting those skills. You're
mm,
not doing those skills. All you're doing is you're just you're just typing what you want it to do, and you're just seeing what comes with the best results. So you go, oh, that looks good. Okay, I'll use that. That to me is just it's basically, I'm sorry, you're just shooting and hoping to land, you
mm.
know, and then maybe like you find something that you like and you play with that and you go with it, fine. But if you are using AI, for example, let's say, as like I said, you don't have certain resources that are available to you. Like, let's say, for example, you want to be you have a certain thing that you want to make, like a product.
Yeah.
Like, you haven't got the facilities to hire someone to create you the logo, create you the stuff. So all you do is you microphone's going off like clappers here. So you hire someone else to you can't hire someone to do it. So you use AI to create the logo and things like that. You know, fair enough. You're making a brand. Like I think, which is great, a great example of using AI to the best functionality. Like Suno. Suno is quite cool because you can write the lyrics. So you creatively write your lyrics, but then you can experiment with how it sounds and find that sounds. Once you find that inspiration, then maybe you go off and learn how to play that and how to make that. Another great example, and I want to big him up, is Eli Oakes, who is Richard Oakes' son. You know, he is so smart. He's such a clever guy, and he created a board game called Katham. I wind him up. I call it Kutham. And he'll probably laugh at that when if he sees this. But he made a game called Katham. But all the idea of how the game is and how the game operates and what the game does and the moves and the skills and the points and the system is all his creativity.
Mm.
And then what he done is he basically used the let's say digital AI to create these awesome visions in his head, you know, and put it down. And then he made that game with that. And for that, I respect it because I know the hard work that he put into that. But when you get someone that goes, I'm just going to do everything with AI and take the credit for everything that it does, from the voice to this, to that, to this, to this, and you've really done very minimal, I'm not gonna applaud you for that. But if you turn around and go, do you know what? I had an idea of a film, and the idea of the film, I used AI to create me a cinematic storyboard. I used it to maybe help me with certain inspirations of scripts and things like that, and then I amended it myself. And then I went out and filmed that myself and filmed everything and used AI to give me the best solutions how to do this and the best way that I could do it, or the best way that I could edit it, and did that myself. That's when you're going to get the respect. Because I'll
Yeah.
go, wow, you're part of the creativity. But if
Yeah.
you're just doing it with AI and you're just sitting back going like this, no, I'm not gonna clap for you. Sorry
Yeah.
if you're one of these
No,
people,
no, I'm not. I'm not. No, that's exactly how I've been using it. I think like to just because I'm going to go out and like film these things, you know,
yeah,
like real. So from everything you're saying, it's actors, it's like people first. You know, it's augmentation. So like one of the best examples. This wasn't AI, but one of the best examples that I can think of is Gollum from Lord of the Rings. That's the perfect blend of a human actor, Andy Serkis, and a digital skin, Gollum.
yeah.
And so that's the perfect blend as far as I'm concerned, because
Well, it's also the factor of let's say, for example, all right, if you're a filmmaker, I'll tell you where AI can become handy for you.
mm,
You're starting your film, you're trying to get your film made. You don't really have the funds, you don't really have the budget at the minute, you don't have the development funds, right? So what do? You create artwork through AI, whatever you use, Grok or whatever
not
platform.
Grok. It doesn't have the guardrails. Grok.
Let's say ChatGPT, for example, right? You use ChatGPT and you use it for concept posters and concept art for your pitch deck and your pitch deck to pitch your film,
Mm,
so that you can give the idea of what you're trying to achieve and just make your pitch deck look a bit more glamorous. Because your pitch deck, let's be honest, is not going to be going any further than the public. The only people who are going to see your pitch deck is the people that are getting involved behind the scenes, the investors, the executive producers, the distribution. So using AI in that perspective is fine because it's not a public thing. If you are a filmmaker and then you might go, do you know what, I'm making a film and here's a concept poster. I did it for Forsaken, for example. Normally I would hire my poster designer But normally I'll go, right, here's the concept poster that I'm playing with. And then I'll be like, later I will go and get the real thing. Do you know what I mean? Because it's
absolutely.
just me using that as an inspiration. So
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you like for example, I saw your announcement of that film. Let's say you used the AI on that. I don't know if you did, but if you used AI on that, you've got that as an inspiration. As soon as you start filming, you go, right, guys, like we did on Jitters, you go, right, we just got to do a photo shoot because we need to capture those photos for the poster. And then you get the real thing and you swap it over. Do you know
Yeah,
what I mean? That's what
absolutely.
you can do. Inspirations. And that's fine. But when you're solely just saying AI is making my whole creativity, then yeah, like
Yeah,
good
no,
luck. I hope
yeah,
it goes well. Maybe it might go well. Maybe you might make loads of money. The person that's doing AI, if anyone listens and you are doing AI, maybe you're making loads of money. That's great. And I think that's cool for you. But I think the people that will thrive creatively are not those people. Maybe I
yeah.
could be completely wrong. I can be completely wrong.
No, I don't think you are. I don't think you're completely wrong at all. Because that's exactly what I'm doing. What I have been doing with my experimentation with AI. It's helped tremendously with getting things together, like for Kickstarter, for example, the wording, like getting the correct wording, because those things can be, especially for your first one, those things can be like something that takes a long time. Didn't
Yeah.
really for me, because like I knew what I wanted to write, because we had already written the script. I mean, like Sophia wrote the script 3 years ago. She wrote the script 3 years ago. So we haven't touched the script. That's the script that we're going to shoot from. We've like the artwork that I've used on the Kickstarter. That is generated by AI. But yeah, like what you did, we're going to swap it out once we actually get on set and start doing it. But like I said, but again, like that's going to be like human actors, like doing the filming. We're actually going to go out and film it because that's what we want to do. So yeah.
But what I'm saying is like, maybe I can be completely wrong. Look, there might be really good AI artists out there. Maybe this is just my old-fashioned side. Maybe this is me being ignorant to it and ignoring it. Maybe some people know more than what I do. I think the thing is, I think it just doesn't interest me as much. I know that sounds harsh to say, and maybe it's my old school fashion style, but I love that authentic side of filmmaking. Like, look at people now. Like, people are feeling so disconnected and lonely in this world because of AI that people are even starting to go back to CDs and vinyls because like they want to see what their true authentic thing is, because that is what makes people connect, and that's the
Yeah.
difference. And AI might give you quick, easy results, probably better results, probably faster results, and more polished results, but the real thing will give you the authenticity, and that's what's important.
Yeah, absolutely.
Jason, got literally 30 seconds left.
Yeah,
So I'm
we
assuming
do.
saying our goodbyes to each other. It's like
Yeah,
Titanic.
all right, look after yourself, mate. But thank you so much for joining me and
Always,
staying
always
longer,
a pleasure.
staying longer than wow. Yeah. Right, look after yourself, mate. Take care.
Thank you for watching The Fan Carpet. Please follow us on Facebook, X, and Instagram for more content. Bye for now.
I want big emptiness for mercy.
Sam, this beast is real.
let you show what you can do. I hear a siren. Maybe you were wrong about me. I'm dangerous and still. Why don't you give me a sign, like the sea that leaves a trail along that shore? It's not your problem, it's mine. Everybody thinks that I'm okay. Sometimes I think I am too. I'm on the outside looking in. I'm waiting for the shockwaves to begin. Oh, won't you let me hold you for one time? Just a rainy day in a London cafe, a London cafe. So give me one last serenade. Say to me, or swear at me till the night turns into day. And it was a shame when daylight faded, because we didn't notice at all.
Thank you for watching The Fan Carpet. If you like this video, be sure to click that thumbs up button at the bottom of your screen. And also be sure to subscribe to the Fan Carpet YouTube channels. They're absolutely free and so much fun too. Be sure to check out the official website, thefancarpet.com. Also, you can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram to stay up to date with reviews, competitions, the latest news, and so much more.